quiet on the set.
All right. Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. Coming to you live from Deltona, Florida. 8 years plus and still running. Who would have ever thought they'd last this long? Lunch with no other than the dynamic duo themselves, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz, and Jack is out there lost in workland. Fucking work, I tell you what. Somebody's got to do it. Are you the only one having problems with the stream? Don't know. Didn't know there were problems. It just started. Try a refresh, Tina. I don't see anything being reported on my side, but let's take a quick peek. I don't see anything particularly going on anywhere. So I would probably say just try a refresh. Goku, what's going on with the stream? What do you all see? What seems to be the problem? What seems to be the problem? Everything looks fully functional on this side. But welcome to today's show, boys and girls. It is Monday, September 11th, 2023, the anniversary of the attacks on the World Trade Center. And a somber day for many out there, so, yes. 9-1, no, you're missing a 1 there. There you go. But, nobody's gonna tell me what their problems are? What's going on? What you're seeing? Red Dragon says Twitch has issues. Okay, well, that's not unusual. Let me take a look over here then, because I didn't look over here. Let's see what is going on over here. And see what you guys might be seeing or not seeing. Ah, looks fine to me. I bring the stream up and, clarity is good. Not too much of a delay. I don't know. Maybe, reboot? Got me. Let's see how long that takes. Yeah, that took less than 3 seconds to do that. All good now. Okay. All good now. Maybe it just took me to get there and give it a kick in the ass. I don't know. But welcome to today's show, boys and girls. As I was saying, I got to go ahead and do this because while he's not here, get there with it. Somebody celebrated a birthday this weekend, and of course, leave it up to him. But yeah, let's go ahead and stop that. There we go. And that's for Jack. Happy birthday, Jack. I believe his birthday was yesterday. And of course, we weren't here to wish him a happy birthday, but happy birthday there, brother. I hope you had a good one. And of course, yeah, maybe he'll get in here and join us, but doesn't look like it because the investors want to make sure that their stuff is. Maynard still says no good, even though he did a reboot. Oh well. I don't know. Give it a minute. As Red Dragon, Tina both say Twitch is having issues, but some of you is having the problem. Some of you aren't having the problem, and it's totally out of my control at this point. So I really don't know what to tell you. As what I don't understand what you're seeing, what you're not seeing, Maynard. But come on into Discord, listen to the show that way if you're having difficulty seeing or hearing things. That's the best I can tell you. That's why many people just hop on Discord and listen because you get the best audio directly right here in Discord. And if you want to join our Discord, type in exclamation Discord. You'll get a little link. Follow the link. Accept the link. Come on in. Join us. We're here each and every day. And of course, we invite you all to come join us right here in the Discord channel. So, of course, we also invite you to come join us on the lot in Owl's Head. Meanwhile, giveaways are open. Exclamation I love free shit. Exclamation bundle me. For a chance to win streamer bundles and mystery game keys right here on the channel. So let's get right into it because I'll tell you what, the news is slow, and I mean SLO, very slow. I cleared my cache, and I just cleared up all the emails that were backed up. And over the weekend, there were only 6 topics posted over the whole weekend. 6 topics over the whole weekend, and most of them weren't anything really amazing, but luckily there were still some topics that are in the queue that we need to talk about and get on with. So we will do that. Yeah, that's crap. Sorry, just checking some other email here while I'm looking at things just to see if there's anything new. Do you think the game is dead yet? As long as I can log in Bridge Troll, and as long as I see people there, and as long as I'm getting goodies, and as long as people are sitting here following us. Actually, I got more people in today than I've had on a regular basis. I got 38 people in. And this weekend, I saw a substantial amount. I saw about 70 people in on the weekend, which was surprising to say the least, which is the most I've seen in a long time. So, it's just one of those, I'm sorry, Starfield isn't worth $70 there, Red Dragon. I just don't see it at this point in time. As I was telling somebody else, is after doing this for some time and, doing what I do here and just, keeping up with the, me, I'm the merchant, so I got to keep up with getting all these restocked on the regular and making sure I have goods to put up for sale. And I'm still making gold. I'm still, constantly out there stocking vendors. So, I mean, that tells me that, yeah, so much buzz over Starfield, but it seems to be fizzling. Something like when New World had 1 million concurrent logins and then dropped to less than 200,000 within a couple of weeks. And I think they're less than that now. Is it's just the newness just wears off. And Tino wants to know still based on what? Yeah, of course, New World is still doing fine comparatively to this game. Even if you've got 100,000 logged in, that still beats the pants off of the logins of this game. As Maynard says, if the game dies, I think its software should become open source or somebody reverse engineer it for us. Well, news for you. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but this was uh, news several years ago. Apparently, my information tells me that at least three different people have already done that, and they did it many, many years ago. Backward engineered the game, so the reverse engineered it, whatever you want to call it. Um, Tic Tac Toe is doing well compared to Shroud. I bet it is. I bet it is. But yeah, there were reports many years ago that several people, at least three that I've heard of, had managed to reverse engineer and find a way to run the Shroud game on their own without having to log in um, to the game servers. But I've never actually verified that. That's just what I had heard through the grapevine at the time, and I'm sure that it's always a possibility. But yeah, yeah, Bridge Troll. That's something that we've been saying since day one. Shroud needs to try to attract players. Makes me think it ain't a real business, and and we haven't seen the owner in the better part of a year, over 9 months now. Well, pushing 9 months now. We're into the ninth month. The only place we ever see him is commenting on Facebook, which doesn't leave a good taste in a lot of people's mouths, to say the least. But you don't see any comments on the forums. You don't see any uh, notes from him anywhere else. You don't see him showing up in their own live streams. It really makes you wonder what the hell's going on. But that's all speculation at this point. We really don't have it. His last contact I had was over something, and let me go look that up real quick again. Let me go look that up. I know I've got it here. I shouldn't have too far to go. I may actually have to do a search for it. Let me do a search. Let me do a quick search. There it is. And what was the topic? Oh, it was back talking about the Iron and Magic game, and that he had resigned from that. This was back in, when was this? This was back in November of last year. So last time I had any contact, and of course, uh, he wanted to set the record straight, and I pointed him to our live stream where I told him, I says, well, that's exactly what we had already said in our live stream. So I don't know what people were telling him at the time, but had he watched the live stream himself, he would have known that that's what we said. Yeah, but anyway, moving right along. The average Steam user count is 210. Yeah, okay. That's not too bad. What is that? Starfield, or I'm guessing it's Starfield. Rich Troll says, I think Chris saved the game, but he didn't realize what he committed to. Well, see, that I can't speculate on, because he was the tech director from day one. He was the guy in charge of doing all that, so he should have been well aware of what it was, how it was, all that good stuff. But anyway, yeah, Starfield with 210 plus a day on Steam. Yes, very nice. But meanwhile, let's get into some Shroud news and talk about what's going on and what people are talking about out there. How about that? So here's one that really killed me, and this comes from Aldornia, and some people just don't get around. And Tina says, and like Shroud, that's just Steam. It's also an Xbox game. Yeah, it would have been nice if we went cross-platform. That probably would have done a lot for this game, but it is what it is. But the topic on this one was crowns. And Aldornia says, I haven't played Shroud in some times. I started a character offline, and all my old crowns are gone. Oh well, I go to the store and I buy more crowns, and they are going to my online account. How do I get some of these crowns to go to my offline characters? I worded this wrong. I ordered crowns and they automatically went to my online account. I will reorder more crowns, but I don't want them to go to the online account. Yeah, I know. You already know the answer. I know the answer, and several of you may know the answer, but oh my God, poor guy. Yes, first off, you don't have to buy crowns from the crown store. Uh, yeah, not even that, Maynard. Uh, you know, and we're gonna get into it because Alley-oop goes. Anything you purchase from the web store goes to both your online and offline accounts. The full amount, not split between them. So if you order, say, what is the largest bundle in crowns? Is 10,400, I think it is. Let's see, 10,750 for $100 or $80 when they're on sale. You'll get that both offline and online in both places when you make that purchase. Um, when you're offline, click the rewards box in the upper right and claim the rewards button to your offline character to your web account. With that said, crowns are really easy to get offline. Not only is the drop rate for mobs and harvesting greatly increased, but you can buy them for game gold from merchants. That's right. You can buy them for game gold. All you got to do is go upstairs to the banker, and I wish you could do that here. That would make life a whole lot easier. But when you're in the offline game, we're just going to take a trip here real quick because we can. If you were just, living where I live in the offline, all you have to do is run around the corner, come on in here, run upstairs, and talk to one of these merchants here. I forget which merchant exactly, but I think it's the decoration trader, I think, might have been the guy. It's one of these two guys in the offline. But you can buy crowns dirt cheap. I mean, they're like really dirt cheap. And of course, as Maynard said, you can always hack the offline account, which maybe I did, maybe I didn't. We discussed this a while back. And there is, what is the name of the, I have it on my desktop if you give me 1 second. Give me 1 second to look at it. It's the DOA, is it? What is it called? There it is. There it is. I'll bring this up. A companion of the avatar. That's what it is. The companion of the avatar. And if you use this little mod that was built by one of our players, you can actually go and edit your offline accounts and go to offline, pull up a file from whatever character that you were playing offline, and you can actually go in and let me just see if I can open this offline file here. There we go. And then you can actually change your adventure level to whatever you want, which I did. You can change your gold level to whatever you want, which I did. And you'll notice I gave myself 99999. I got producer and adventure level 200. And then you can actually go and change every single skill to whatever you want, and then save it, and then reload it, and do what you need. So when I was playing offline, I just gave myself all the gold I needed, and went and bought loads of Kodos to buy stuff from the Kodo store to play offline to test stuff. So quite easy thing to do. And Fritz Troll, I'm currently working on a PvP poker game called 52 Pickup. You're too funny. You're too funny. But that's another thing to think about is that we do have an offline version, but will we need to actually um, connect to the servers? I believe you still have to connect to the servers to get the offline version to work properly, and maybe if ever the game does bottom out, then maybe you'll be able to do something to make it so that the game will just be a standalone and you can play it at your own pace and do what you're going to do. Again, also currently only episode 1 content is available in the offline mode, so it does leave a little bit to be desired when it comes to the new stuff. So that is what it is. But talking about crowns, let's get to this other one, which is sort of related, but commemorative coin color as a topic. They need the ability to make LAN games. Even Baldur's Gate 3 has that. You know, I missed the days of having a game that loads independently and had local area network connectivity. And yes, that's right, the ever loved LAN party where you can invite your friends over, everybody can plug into the network and or get on Wi-Fi, however you want to do it these days. Because back in the day, we didn't have the Wi-Fi as good as we did, where you can literally play a game over Wi-Fi, but still not recommended. Let's see. Zena says it's worth considering that there are also quite a lot of mad PlayStation people out there, and those who are convinced that AMD banned DLSS support, despite no evidence to this. So a number of the reviews are sus. Okay. You know, I didn't actually play Warcraft. One of the ones I used to play was Diablo. Diablo is one I still actually play from time to time. What the hell is it? I play Halo. I have a copy of Halo that is, cracked, I guess. I have a copy running on my machine. I have a copy just that it's on a flash drive, so I can move it anywhere I want. And I give it to my brother and his kids, and we can connect via the internet still. And every once in a while on the weekends, we'll power that up, and I can play Halo with my nephews up in Gainesville. And we can have the old-fashioned shoot 'em out in Halo, which is really, really, really fun. Black and white. Oh yeah, my goodness, I haven't heard of that one in a long time. But and then what was the Battle.net? Battle.net made it easy to play a lot of those games back in the day.
National Cubby Hate just followed. Thanks for joining us, National Cubby Hate.
That's right, National Cubby Hate. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. And if you're playing Shroud, don't forget to type in exclamation bundle me for a chance to win streamer bundles, as well as type in exclamation I love free shit for a chance to win a mystery game key right here on NBNN. But welcome to the stream nonetheless. But yeah, it would be great that if you had the standalone version of Shroud, that you could run it on a LAN and actually have a LAN party with your friends. That would be Shroud LAN party connections would be great. Applesauce pants, absolutely. And there were plenty of times where we were at conventions over the years, and people wanted to play, and the hotel's internet wasn't good enough to really get several people playing at any given time because you know how hotel internet is. It sucks. And it would have been nice for somebody just to have you know, a router or a switch right there and everybody plug right in, get one connection going, and be able to play right at the convention. But it is what it is. Yeah. At this point, it's anybody's guess whether we'll actually see episode two anytime soon, like maybe the end of this year. Anybody think so? At least not the end of this year because we've got less than 3 months left, and I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, yeah, Tina, that would be me too if I knew the situation had a possibility of occurring. I would be bringing the router or the switch for everybody to do that as well. As well, you've seen what I carry to conventions, let alone what I just travel with on the daily when I travel. I have a literal suitcase full of stuff that goes, and I've got power bars, I've got cameras, I got backup mice, I've got microphones, I've got my guess is no staff, no progress. Yes, yeah. Tina says I'm not going to hold my breath for episode two next year, let alone this one. Yeah. So applesauce pants says you got everything you were going to get with Act Two. What else is left? They said we were going to get added. I would be more concerned with what comes after Act Two. Well, first off, storyline. A starting point and a finishing point to coincide with Book Two that came out last year, the year before now. When did that come out? And of course, it took them long enough to get that book out. Yeah, well, I don't trust any of that at all anymore. You got a link to that? Let me see that, Bridge Troll. I'd like to see that link. Is it just on the main page? Let's go take a look. Let's go look. About catnip games or about soda? Okay, well, let's put this up on screen for everybody. Yeah, about catnip. Well, you don't have access, so I got you. About Catnip Games. Catnip Games Incorporated. Catnip Games was formed in 2019 to maintain and expand the world of Shroud of the Avatar, originally created by Portalarium. Shroud of the Avatar is a unique, heavily community-driven MMORPG with an original fiction by Richard Garriott and Tracy Hickman. Yeah, well, that's easy to work around, as you all know, but that's another story. We're not going to go there. And then about Shroud of the Avatar, which still has the 10-year-old trailer on it. Lord British returns once a year, and Shroud of the Avatar will consist of 5 episodes right there, and will tell a series of virtue-based stories created by Richard Garriott and Tracy Hickman, all supported by a series of prequel novels starting with Sword of Midris. They still push selective multiplayer, and that needs to get rid of it. PvE and PvP, yeah. Need to get rid of PvP because that's really, and the story so far. Story so far is we've got, yeah, Yeah, well, technicalities, Technically, I'm a duck, you know what I'm saying, Tina? Yeah, technically correct is the best kind of correct. Absolutely. It's even better than that. Giveaways. Giveaways, giveaways, giveaways. So let's get over to first giveaway of the day. 5 total entries. Let's see who's going to win it. Should I just give it to Lomir? Because Lomir is most likely going to win it. Threadia! Congratulations, my dear. Threadia takes it away from Lomir today. So congrats to Threadia as I reopen the giveaway. And let's get Threadia her streamer bundle. There we go. Come on. So slow. When are we getting a real email system? One of them never-ending questions in Shroud the Avatar. Not gonna do it. It wouldn't be prudent. Finally, a winner we can support. Yeah, again, I know. Promised 2 years ago is we know, we know. So are a million other things, which is what you know makes some of us a little bit more concerned about things than others. But back to the topic at hand, which was crowns and coins and all that stuff. Commemorative coin color could do with some improvements to differentiate the types. This is from Mapper. Mapper, do your job and map some stuff for us, will you? The commemorative coin color could do with some improvements to differentiate the types. Reproduction rate, 100%, block or no. Details, the color of coins all look the same. Even the silver looking quite gold. Steps to reproduce. I have from left to right 2 bronze, 1 silver, and 2 gold. Bronze is okay, but the silver absolutely looks more gold than anything else. And Daniel says, thanks for the suggestion. The coin colors are based on the standard set of metal colors that Scotty made a long time ago. And I'm not sure I want or too much from the baseline, but I'll look into the coin colors and the visual effects to see if there's something tweaking that could follow the set coloring guidelines. And of course, I don't even think that was an issue, but I believe a deviation was made in the treasure chest trophies for this very reason. My recollection is that they use copper instead of bronze since it reads better in game. That said, the silver to me is fine. It's only the color of the bronze gold that ever made me mouse over to differentiate. In the end, I imagine there will be always some lighting situations that make them look either ambiguous or miscolored, so presumably it can never be perfect. And Alley Oop says this is definitely partially a problem of lighting. Light from common candles, torches, fires tends to be rather yellowish. Look at the shot in the release notes with the white light, and the difference is much better, which I did actually open up for you all and bring that up. And then here you can actually see quite the difference in color between this one and where is it? I put it over here where it should be. So the difference between these two pictures is totally different, and most likely because he's got it in an area that's lighted a whole lot different, causing the problems. As well, it could be his video graphic settings causing the problem, but I would say that if this is the actual baseline colors, that's a user problem and not a game problem, because here you can really see that there is standout different colors between the three of these altogether. So I would say user error at this point, just not looking at it in the proper light. Applesauce Pants says they should add more types of resources, new weapons, armor, and all kinds of shit. Well, yeah, we know that. Is we should have all the different ores that we had back from Ultima Online. We should have multiple types of wood instead of just pine and maple. We should have dyeable armor, leather. Iron armor should take on the color of the ore that it's being made from. All that good shit, Applesauce Pants. And every other game that's ever done anything like this puts it in. Why we can't put it in? Why we haven't put it in? You know, uh, I chalk it up to sheer laziness, first off, because it could have been done early on when they still had the staff. And we're going to talk about something that, we comment on this stuff all the time, and it makes me laugh because, you would think, and I know that I'm going to get Tina and Bridge Troll triggered on this one. Uh, so let's just get right to it, because this is a request that's been talked about, asked for, so on and so forth. And we make this statement quite often. And apparently, supposedly, theoretically, that's not the case. So here we go, because I got a little chuckle out of this. And again, this was just one of those face palm moments, because it should just be that easy. Why it isn't, I don't know. Um, Vendor by order search from Tirag. This hasn't been wished for in a while, but would be a huge addition to the game, especially for new players looking to gain gold pieces for their efforts. Well, no, not really, because in order for them to get the gold pieces, they need to have vendors, and they need to have vendors in good locations, which doesn't necessarily translate to just being able to place buy orders someplace. I mean, technically, yeah, if you have a buy order list, it might be a little easier, but uh, yeah, he used to beg for this. And again, I'm sure that he's just reopening some old wounds here, but wait for it. Wait for it. That's all I'm going to say, Bridge Troll. Currently, I keep a document with active buy order vendors that I have found during my travels that I rely on, that I relay to new players struggling to find ways to make more gold pieces. Well, grind, grind, grind. There are lots of ways this could be implemented, but I think the easiest would be to leverage the existing vendor search, not by adding buy orders to the existing search, but to clone it and update the clone to list buy orders instead of sell orders, right? Should be that easy. Should be. I know this is oversimplified, but clone vendor search and UI to search vendor buy orders and add menu options, right? Should be that easy. Bridge Troll, Tina, you guys tell me. Right? Should have been done at the time they did it. Yeah, right? Exactly. Update the clone search routine to pull buy orders instead of sell orders. Make any minor UI updates to the clone UI to support display of buy orders instead of sell orders. Some advantages to this implementation. Makes no updates to existing vendor search. Could leverage a lot of existing vendor search code and UI, and the navigation to vendor would most likely not need any update and would work as is. Yes, duplicating code is bad, and hopefully some of the underneath code was written with reusability in mind, but even with the worst case scenario, I think the benefits of having this feature outweigh the drawbacks. Yeah. Excellent idea from Frost Hill, CC plus one. But wait until I get to the fun stuff here, which you're going to love this. But before I do that, uh, anybody think that it's that tough? Because David does. David says if it was that simple, it would have been done since a while. But no, the code can't just be copied like this. I spent a couple days on it and I did some work, but it didn't add the buy order right now. It's still on the list and eventually will get in. Um, so David actually has worked on it, so there is hope yet. But why, oh why, it's not copyable and just modifiable? I have no idea. Um, we have teleportation. A world that has teleportation can likely handle auction house tech. The dev's refusal to adapt to the accepted norms really helped kill Shroud of the Avatar. Yeah, well, I am all for the auction house, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But I don't see, and again, this comes down to a lot of things. Why the script that's used to pull up this search, the vendor search list, and literally, I mean, it should be copy this, change where it points to buy orders, plug in what it needs for buy orders, and that should be all it takes. I mean, I don't see what makes that much harder than what it is, unless it was written in such a way that just makes absolutely, well, that would make sense here. It makes absolutely no sense, but um, yeah, it should even be faster as there are less buy orders than sell orders. Absolutely. Well, again, is we'll talk about that in just a second. Let me finish on this. Tina says the way I would do it would be a tab on the current search, but the way the database is done, it would likely be detrimental to the query. Well, yeah, because why? Because we're not using a real database, Tina? Would that have something to do with it? Would that make it why it would totally break the whole damn thing? Because it's a key store, not a database. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, why? Yeah, why you couldn't just copy that and query the other lists? Just it wobbles the mind, as Kelly Bundy would say, as to why that is. Now, to Bridge Troll's point, he says, I have to be frank, it isn't about how you feel about the auction house. All MMOs have them now. People expect it. Absolutely. Now, there's been arguments out there about the difference between an auction house and a whole world vendor search listing. And I'm going to point out that my thoughts on this, and just not my thoughts, the actuality and the reality is that a full world vendor search is one thing, and an auction house is a whole horse of a different color. Okay. Um, Auction house, I am all for. You list what you want, you put it up for auction, highest bidder gets it, and it's an auction house. It's exactly what it is, and it's connected worldwide. And you put auctioneers in the major towns, and you sell an auctioneer that people can put in their POTs, and they all interconnect each other. When somebody lists something on the auctioneer, just like we do with the public vendors, um, you know, But auction house is more like WoW and not like Ultima. Um, Again, there are several variants of the auction house, but when it comes down to uh, it is what it is. It's still just an auction house. You put something up for a price, and you know. Now, here's the other thing: are you putting it up for a price that you want, or are you putting it up for auction, which means people actually bid and the highest bidder gets it? Because I've seen some auction houses where I believe in New World. Bridge Troll, tell me, am I correct? Is that actually an auction house, or is that just a worldwide public vendor where people just sell things on? Where people put, yeah, they just set a price, right? So they just set a price on a worldwide public vendor, and people can buy it. Yeah. Now, to me, the true auction house is you can put an item on a vendor. You can set a minimum. There's a word for it. I just can't think of it at the moment. Just like eBay.
Reserve.
Thank you, Lomi. You can set a reserve if you want to reserve and you want to get at least so much on it. And if it doesn't meet the reserve, it doesn't sell. And may the highest bidder win. And you put in the eBay style auction functions that you know. Um, each auction lasts, yeah, and you can have several different categories. You can have a daily auction, you can have a week long auction, you can have a month long auction. Um, Again, therein I have a problem with vendors being connected to the auction unless it makes it a whole different uh, category. If this vendor was connected to the auction house with just the items it had, that's not an auction. You know, auction is I set the price at 1 penny with a reserve of say 100, and if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell, and the item either reverts back to the original owner or gets relisted again. Um, you know, yeah. Again that applesauce pants. That's just a race to the friggin' bottom when it comes down to it, and that will bankrupt anybody from ever wanting to place and sell things ever again because it's already to the point in this game where I notice things like, of course, scrolls. Scrolls are already selling for under cost, which means they're selling for less than the actual cost to make it. And when you start selling things that are less than cost to make it just becomes very cutthroat, and people aren't going to compete in that atmosphere. And I can easily say that because Jack and I continuously now search this vendor listing, and let's just do it right now. And we search for scrolls, and we find those people who are selling scrolls cheaper than what they're listed for cost. We go and buy them, and then we resell them at our cost. I mean, that's just what it's come down to. And when people are selling them for less than the material cost, it gets Tina says, in all fairness, I get all my scrolls for free from you and Jack. Yeah, well, that's absolutely true for some of you guys and gals. But you'll notice that um, there are several other people here who are selling for, let's see, 50 scrolls for 4,000. What's the math on that? That's 80 gold per, which is just a little above cost, maybe right at cost. But we've seen people selling them. I love people like that.
There you go.
Did you all
I'm like,
hear
what?
all that?
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is that?
Were you able to hear her on the other side of the phone?
Oh no, all I heard was.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't mute myself, so I don't know why I couldn't mute myself. I should just be able to, you know. Oh, right click, that's why. But sorry about that, folks. Uh, that's what happens when the phone rings and I got to actually answer it, and I'm on Discord. It gets annoying. Yeah, this is one of them things. I have an appointment to take care of my health insurance today, and they're just calling me to tell me that my insurance is expiring and I need to make an appointment, but they don't know that I actually have an appointment in about an hour. I mean, this is one hand doesn't have another clue what the fucking other hand is doing type situation in government, let alone in gaming. Yeah, we're calling to tell you you're about to expire and you renew. Yeah, I know. I have an appointment in a fucking hour, lady. Tell me something I don't know. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. So anyway, uh, actual auction house versus vendor listing. I am totally for auction house in the auction format. Totally against vendor listing for worldwide vendor listings, just because race to the bottom, and I'm not going to beat the dead horse on that for you guys and gals out there, because that's basically what it is. Is There's already things like taming collars, scrolls, as we've seen. Let me bring this up. The price guide. Okay, I'll give you a good example on the price guide here. Uh, let's get down to the good stuff, where we get down to stuff like this. We get down to stuff like this. When we're selling garlic at 1.2 gold, and mandrake at 1.3 gold, and nightshade at 1.3 gold, and cotton at 4.5 gold, we're getting into the decimals, the BMC guide, that's right. And then, of course, anybody who's selling garlic at 1.2, well, somebody's going to want to undercut that to get the sale at 1.1, and then somebody's going to want to undercut that sale at one gold per, and it gets ridiculous at that point.
I
Yeah,
got garlic for 99 cents right here.
yeah, 0.99 gold. How do as it is? I mean, I understand how we can get to the point system when you're doing in bulk. Tens, hundreds, thousands. That makes it a little easier. But say I only want one. Maybe I just want one. How do I buy the one? Yeah, we need silver and copper pieces. That's a whole other ball of wax. Conjurer Dragon. If you were around in the early days, we used to have different colored crowns of the obsidian. We had different variants for crowns that you could get, which were obtainable through. Did I get the right tab there? No, I did not. Picked the wrong tab. I want that tab and move that one back over where it belongs. Yeah, and so do I, which is where exactly I think they got this from, Tina. Um, I truly believe that they stole the old. Come on. And the artwork is a little different, but I think they just replaced the crown artwork with the new artwork on these coins, and that's exactly what they use, because these look very reminiscent of the old crowns, just without the crown, uh, you know, logo on them. So, and I can't remember the reason. I think the reason was because they were going to just make gold crowns the currency, and they couldn't have the different variants of the currency out there because it would just screw the pooch. And even as it is now, um, why we have two different crowns, one that's worth something, one that's not worth something. Why they have to make them different, still, bugs the living daylights out of me. Especially when I have a stack that I just can't put together. And that's like the topic we were talking about the other day, where, you have four different stacks of arrows, and they're all freaking arrows, but they won't stack together because they all have different properties, even though they're all just freaking arrows. So it is what it is. I don't know. It's Shroud math at its best, and Shroud conundrums at their best, and we just got to do what we can to get through it. And yeah, if they're all the same, we could just stack them. We can't have that. Absolutely.
Hell, different kinds of arrows can all go in one same pouch.
Yeah. And Applesauce Fan says stolen, store bought, packaged, and open. No, I think it's more like found on the ground, not technically stolen. Store bought, which is bought from a vendor. Uh, Handcrafted, because you can handcraft them. And then the other ones would be looted, I would say. Um, but again, what's the difference between a crafted arrow and a looted arrow? Shouldn't be no different. Should be the same fucking arrow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, Conjure a Dragon. At least my stack of strange arrows had 42 arrows, reminding me of the Hitchhiker's Guide. That's right, 42. And you still haven't gotten an answer on that, I bet, have you? Well, that's the conundrum. Conjure a Dragon had several different stacks that uh, you know, once from the ground can't be shot, they can't be stacked. So why allow us to pick them up if they can't be shot, can't be stacked? Conjure, have you seen if you can actually use them as deco? That's the real question. Can they be used as deco? And that might have something to do with it, but I really don't know. Everything should be decoable. Everything should be usable. Everything should be, yeah. Well, yeah. Try and let me know tomorrow. Yeah, because reasons. Yeah, because stupid fucking reasons is really what it comes down to, Tina. You know that is yeah, many of these decisions are stupid reasons, but it is what we have to live with here day to day. And of course, well, we've been living with it for the better part of 10 years now. But tell you what, if the news continues to slow down, we're going to have to find something else to do around here. But I'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now, again, 6 whole topics posted since Friday, and one of them's already on a topic we already covered. So I mean, and the other ones aren't. Yeah, well, one of them's really funny, and I'm going to save this one for tomorrow because hopefully Jack will be here. Well, Red Dragon, you know what? I'm just going to do this for shits and giggles too. Is I've been threatening to do this for a long time, and let me see if this will just move the way it is, or do I have to minimize it? There we go. Um, One of the things I've been threatening to do is, come on, I want to start here. I originally wanted to start doing VR when VR first came out, but if you're familiar with Steam, you'll know that yeah, the ones in white are the ones that have actually been installed, and the ones that aren't in white have not been installed. And you'll notice that I happen to have a major shitload of games here that have never been installed, let alone played. And yeah, I've got quite the list of games to go through that could be gone through and you know, given playthroughs and all that stuff. I've thought about doing that. Thought about taking some of these other games and doing stuff with that. But I mean, we could do Cyberpunk. We could do what is the other one? We could do Fallout stuff. We could do Half-Life, Alex. Yeah.
Guessing you own had Dead Island too.
Yeah,
or Dead Island.
we can get into some Legends of Aria, the old UO style stuff. We can do some Leisure Suit Larry. Really have some fun out there. I don't know if we'd get away with that one on streams. But you get the idea. Population One is another popular game out there. Um, but you get the idea. I've got loads of games that I've never even loaded, let alone played before. So there's always the chance of that happening. Or you can go back to some old classics and we can do some Wolfenstein run-throughs, things like that. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, Starfield. Was never a big fan of Baldur's Gate to begin with, but it is what it is. And then we could always go really crazy and do the mystery game key of the day. Open a mystery game key and pick whatever comes up and play and load the game of the day. So there are options later on down the line, but it is what it is. But you know what it is? It's that time for us to wrap things up and get the flock out of here for today. So let's go ahead and pick ourselves a streamer bundle winner. And the Maynard is going to get the streamer bundle for today. And hopefully my giveaways are working today. Close giveaway. Pick a winner. And still not working. What the fuck? Alexa, roll a 13-sided die. Got 8. And Ovagami, you are today's winner, and you're going to get yourself a copy of Quake Live. Quake Live going out to Ovagami. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you for being here today. And of course, thank you for supporting us throughout the years. We do appreciate you all. We'll be back with more tomorrow, hopefully with Jack. Till then, I'm Laz. Jack's off. That's Lomir. And we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.